Hello, Tenno. Welcome to the first episode of Buff That Warframe. I scrubbed through the entire Warframe community with their amazing opinions, and I also did my own research to talk about which Warframes should get buffs, reworks, overhauls, etc. It varies. And today I have a special guest with me. Can we get some round of applause for Emu6? Yeah!
No,
Welcome,
no
Emu6.
clapping.
Welcome to the show.
No clapping allowed.
All right. No clapping? Okay. Very professional. So, Emu6, welcome today for the Buff That Warframe. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
Look, I know this is improvised, but still.
I'm feeling good.
How? Yeah,
I'm
that's
feeling
awesome,
good.
man.
Her passive
All right.
is weapon noises are hushed so that enemies cannot hear them. That's kind of
I mean, like,
useless. I'm gonna be honest. We could just use
I'm
an
gonna tell you,
optional.
like, in my opinion, Banshee is a character that's been carried by two of her abilities, which we'll get to her. Like, her passive is. It's a good utility, but it's so highly situational. Like, oh, you weapons are hushed in spy missions. Meanwhile, Ivara can do 10 times better.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's kind of depressing, right?
yeah, it's not great.
Her one
Sonic.
is Sonic Boom.
Yep.
Yeah,
Emits a wave of sonic shockwave that pushes back targets in range with enough force to incapacitate or kill them. That does not.
this
That is not the case.
it does nothing.
It does nothing.
It does the incapacitate because like it does like push people back, but that's about it.
You know what also does
But
that? Just shooting them in the head and they die.
yeah, like and alternatively, only thing that makes that ability useful is the augment mod where you get like it's like called Sonic Fracture.
Yeah.
It has base 70% armor strip by when you hit an enemy, but and scales from strength. It scales with strength, so you can have 100% full strip when you scream at someone as loud as you can. Don't try that in real life. Um, so the problem is I've hardly seen any Banshee ever use it. It's like a good augment, but most people just go with Sonar and Pepe Galaf. And I just
Yeah.
think this augment should be a base part of our kits, so you don't have to waste two augment slots to,
It's
you
basically
know.
just a worse version of Theros Strike disability. Because, like, when you have the augment,
Exactly.
it's just like, yeah, it incapacitates and armor strips, but, like, Theros Strike does that already. And at least Theros Strike also gives you health for it, you know?
And also Stynex is 175 plat, so just few trades and you got a better Banshee.
Pretty much.
Better Banshee armor strip, yeah, like
And
uh,
Theros Strike is subsumable, so realistically, you could put Theros Strike on Banshee just over her one, and then you would save an augment slot, you would save an ability, because it's just better.
yeah. So what I think is like, all right, like the implementing into main base kit is okay. Like that's a good first start for buff. But like, what else can we do about the Sonic Boom? Like, should it deal more damage? Like, because like I don't think realistically DE will buff the damage. They would just implement the augment and make the utility tool. But like, let's say there will be something extra. But what can we do with it?
I think if they gave it the ability to be a damage vulnerability tool, starting off like giving you like 50-60% damage vulnerability, that would be really nice. But I think they should honestly add that to Soundquake because I understand that
They,
they've got the whole like they have their own thing, but it's just like that should be her whole kit, not just two abilities or one ability.
I mean, oh, we're gonna get the sound, Craig. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah.
We gonna get the sound, Craig. Like, I agree with the damage vulnerability thing because you're like, I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, it's probably gonna be a utility tool where it just gives you an armor strip because like damage vulnerability is nice, but I don't know if any ability combines vulnerability with strip, right?
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Because they're
So
kind of the same thing, because if you take away the
it's just
armor,
too
they're more
much.
vulnerable to damage, but at the same time, damage vulnerability is more powerful because it overrides that. It's just. Now, if they made
Let's
it
just
so
pray to
that
God.
if you hit an enemy affected by her other abilities, with Sonic Boom and it detonated those points, those weak points, that would be cool.
That would be cool. Speaking of, let's go to the next ability, which is it's sonar, right?
Yep, sonar.
Yep. We already talked about it. She just creates weak points on enemies, and this has a beautiful augment as well, which if you kill an enemy by hitting the weak points, it lets them spread around in 100-meter range. Is it 100 meters or was it like larger? It was
I
100 meters, right?
do not remember. Let me pull it up.
It's a sonar augment. I forgot what it was called. It was something sonar.
No, it's Sonic Fracture. Killing enemy by shooting their weak spot will trigger another sonar for 50% of the remaining duration. And that, if the way it sounds is correct, the base range for sonar is 35 meters.
That's pretty still sick because like at some point the enemies just become green. But the problem is, first of all, you cannot use this on bosses. I believe I think maybe acolytes can get affected by this.
Liches.
And another problem is, liches do.
Yes.
That's actually pretty neat because I know you could abuse sonar against some elite enemies, but not all of them. Though again, there's attenuation nerf, so I don't know how good it will be. Like I don't know if it will be too broken if you do that and suddenly 60 eyes like all all weak points. You just like
Yeah.
one tap it. Yeah, like another problem. I don't think those weak point hits charges your Incarnon, right?
No.
Or like it doesn't proc any headshot stuff
No, and the way
or
that they
weak
have
point
it
stuff.
worded is actually different as well because what it says is it exposes critical weak spots, not weak points. And
Mm,
DE likes to be very particular in the way that they word stuff.
it makes sense. I mean, I had like live gameplay in my recording if my recording device didn't crap itself, where like you, even though it's like that, you can still use the Incarnon or use a strong weapon, get the primary deathhead stacks, and then you start just shooting the weak points. It's like a win more ability. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as a beginner, it's gonna help you, but when you're at the end game, it just becomes this win more ability where your already jacked up weapons deal even more damage. And I'm pretty sure it's multiplicative, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and like
It is
at the end game,
honestly one of the strongest damage multipliers because it multiplies your damage, I'm pretty sure, after all damage calculations are done. So I'm pretty sure that's on top of your roar and um
probably
your mirage ability and stuff like that.
it just makes you chunk really insanely good.
Yeah, she's one of the few frames who she can actually, with damage attenuation, can still one tap a tier 5 lich.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. I should try that because, soon a really cool lich is about to drop. The Kuwa Ghoul Style is coming. If this video will be recorded right after dev stream, so yeah, we are really excited for some of the news as well. Finally, Ghoul Style becomes good. Maybe I should make a video about that later, right?
Yeah.
The tragedy of Ghoul Style and the W he gets or something when it releases. Anyways, I digress. So Sonar Augment. I don't think they're gonna ever implement to the main kit, right?
I
I'm
think
pretty
they
sure
need
they
to.
like what?
I kind of think that they should, but I know that they probably won't.
Yeah, they should because they should, but they won't because like it just makes her really strong, and they usually make those win more augments stay as augments. It's more like those tiny utility ones
Yeah.
get implemented to the kit, but then look at Lavos, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like if yeah, but like quickly want to mention Lavos. He's one of my mains. Uh, I hope one day they realize Valence Fusion should be a base kit ability. Not gonna lie, it shouldn't be just an augment.
Yeah.
Moving on, yeah, like moving on with the abilities of Banshee. Let's go to the
Okay.
third ability, which is Silence.
It's insane.
What it does, from what I understand, it stuns. It gives you an aura of not showering for 3 weeks, so enemies get stunned and their perception gets screwed as well. And this is usually a way to tank with Banshee, from what I understand, right?
It's actually way stronger than that because
And it
it
silences
it makes it so their
enemies, right? Like,
abilities can't attack you really. Um,
yeah, because
and on top
does
of
it
that,
shut down
it
abilities?
shuts down
Like Acolyte
abilities.
abilities? Yeah.
So if you have, fun fact, you can actually shut down the acolyte. You can disable
Yes.
one of the acolyte's abilities because when they spawn in, there's about a 1 second delay before they cast silence and disable your abilities. So if you have silence active before that, it disables their ability to use abilities.
And this is basically her second ability that carries her
Yeah,
because like I don't want to say it's like a one-trick pony thing, but she was really popular when that Jade event was up because she will just silence all of the Jade Light Eximuses.
the one time in the
Only
last 10
tragedy
years
of
that she's been
hmm?
popular.
Yeah, only time she was probably, but even that was a tragedy because then people remembered that her silence was her sub-zoom ability, so there were a bunch of silent sub-zoom warframes around, walking around.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of silent, it also has a augment that is really situational. It just makes the stunned enemies open for finishes and can give up to like 1000% finisher damage if your strength is high enough. I don't know why what is this for? You know what I mean? Like she's already a really good spy espionage warframe.
I'm
Oh,
not that good.
pause.
No.
So as I was saying, I'm just wondering like who is this for? Why does Banshee just has a finisher augment? Like I did you play longer than me because I joined like in 2024? So that was like does that like ever had any usage?
It may. I Now that I mention it, or now that you mention it, I think it might work on Erixia.
Because the yeah like yeah Savage but like does Savage Silence ever has a use on Banshee herself? You know what I mean? That's
No,
the main
no,
question.
not at all.
No, right? Because Ash does it better, Inaros does it better. Like, it just makes you wonder, was Savage Silence so just created for the Sub-Zero? Like that's what I wonder because like she's supposed to be a spy warframe where she infiltrates Grineer camps, but still like like creating an augment for lore reasons is kind of based, but yeah, it kind of feels really niche at the
Yeah,
end of the
it's
day.
very niche.
Based if it's like for the lore reasons.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the headache inducing ability.
Yep.
Sound break.
Mm-hmm.
The energy, the waste of an energy. So, Mr. Handsome Warframe player emu6, would you like to read what does Sound Quake do?
Channeling all of her acoustic energy into the environment, Banshee uses ultrasonic reverberations to violently shake the ground.
It does nothing. It deals 10
This
damage per second. It
this
sucks your
ability,
energy.
terrible,
You know what
terrible.
should be? It should be like like if it's gonna be a channel ability, I already have like buff ideas. Make her able to move, and she just sounds like those like sound wave around her, shaking the ground. Like it's like an earthquake thing. Like she just sends shock waves around, and that, like you said, can give enemies damage vulnerability. Like that should
Um,
be what Soundquake is. She just like keeps lingering aura of sound shake. You know what I mean? Like she's like creating earthquakes and stuff.
that or they kind of treat it like Stomp on Rhino, where whenever you do it, it actually like leaves enemies vulnerable. Like maybe it leaves them in a knockdown
It might,
status, maybe it leaves them in a lifted
yeah,
status. Just so you can get those extra status effects like damages on them. Because those are fairly like infrequent to obtain a lot of times.
I agree with that,
Um,
but at that point, like probably every Warframe community will be like, oh, they're getting lazy because they're doing the Caliban thing again. Because like Caliban also got the stomp, and now like Banshee gets it again.
and that's fair. Another thing
That's
they could
fine, but
do
like still,
is make it
that people are
like
loud.
pillage, where it's like an armor strip, like an AOE armor strip.
Sure, that can work
Um,
as well.
but the problem is it's not really a 4 thing, right? Like the 4 is supposed to be the
I mean,
ultimate, the
like I
most
said, I'm just
powerful.
thinking, she just sends out like this. Is it either becomes like a cast ability where she sends out a gigantic sound wave that shakes your screen as well, or it just becomes a lingering aura channeled ability. Just she always shakes around enemies. It kind of sort of staggers them, and it makes them damage vulnerable. And like that's it. Like that's all I can think about because like she's a sound-based Warframe. She like it's either gonna be a gigantic yell or just the aura of
Yeah,
shaking sound waves that makes them more vulnerable to damage.
yeah, I definitely agree. Um, like I said, I think they have to do something more. I think if they don't do it for Sonic Boom, maybe they do it for Soundquake, where if they're affected by sonar, it'll detonate, and there's like a certain multiplier on that, on like on the weak
That'll be
points,
so good. I
and
will love that.
or it turns it like the sonar weak points into an AOE, where it'll actually like explode, kind of like Orixia when you get a kill. Like enemies explode in like an area of toxin. Maybe they do something like that. If they did that, it would go from being B tier to probably A tier immediately. Genuinely, because sonar is such a strong ability, and then she could turn into a true caster frame, which is kind of what she is. Like her
Yes.
abilities are of a caster frame. She doesn't have any weapon
But they don't
buffing.
deal damage.
Yeah, they don't have any weapon buffing. They don't have any like ability buffing. It's just she's a caster frame, but she's forced to use weapons. Right? She's like Loki. It
It's like
like
an enabler.
yeah. It's like they have all of the attributes of a caster frame, but they're forced to be a weapons platform because their casting abilities are so weak.
It's such an odd like combination of things. But like she's not weak per se.
No.
It's just the way it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the way things are.
Yeah.
So overall when we look at Banshee, she's getting carried by two abilities which are Sonar and Silence.
Yep.
She's still an incredible Warframe, but she's also really not that much played. And I just say we either pray to God that she gets buffed this year, but which probably won't happen because there's some certain teases of another Warframe, which I will talk about soon. A quite overheating Warframe, that is.
All right, guys. That's the end of the video. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Baghead, I hope you have a good one as well. And we're gonna try and do this once or twice every week. Next one should be good as well. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. That's it. Bye.